Hey, this is Kittens cycling in Ireland. Today is my first day in Ring of Kerry, one of the most famous cycling spots in Western Ireland. I planned a 2 days cycling trip, and today, since I've driven a long way from Dublin, it will be a short 70-kilometer cycle at Skellig Peninsula. I'm saving my energy for the longer 150-kilometer cycle, which is tomorrow. Starting from the Dromid Hostel where I stay, after about 10 kilometers, you come across a junction where you can go to Skellig Peninsula. It's known as Skellig Ring also, and it is a rather short 40 to 50 kilometer route, but it offers a beautiful coastal scenery as well as very demanding climbs. Shortly after you enter Skellig Peninsula, you will be greeted with this amazing coastal road. This is definitely one of the best coastal descent in Ireland, and this road leads up to the place called St.Finian's Bay, a very beautiful beach indeed. As you see here, the weather is quite cloudy today, and it's much better on a clear day. You know, everything on a clear day, it looks so green and blue. Also, sometimes some portion of the road can be very narrow, so you have to be careful. Right before Finian's Bay, there is a chocolate shop called Skellig Chocolate. I paid a quick visit here to taste and buy some delicious Skellig chocolate. The lady at the tasting reception was very kind, and chocolates were absolutely gorgeous. Before the Skellig climb starts, I take a short stop at Finian's Bay. It is a small beach, great for a quick stop, and some quality photos. Then comes the exciting Coonamaspig Ascent. Forgive me if my pronunciation is wrong, but it's quite hard to get these Gaelic names right. This is about 4 kilometer long short climb, but it is definitely the steepest one that I've ever experienced in Ireland. Average grade of 12% and maximum is about 25%. And it hits the maximum grade near the top. 2 years ago, when I first visited Skellig Ring, I couldn't even cycle here, so I got off the saddle and dragged my bike to the top. But this time, I made it. One of the greatest things when you are cycling is that when you visit the same place after many years, you can feel how strong and how improved you are. The name Coonamaspig means Valley of the Bishops in Gaelic. There was once a woman who had 7 babies, but she did not want to raise them. So her husband carried the babies in a bag to throw them at the nearby cliff Fortunately, a neighbor saw him and stopped him. The husband was convinced and returned home and took care of the babies. These 7 babies grew up and became 7 bishops, and that's where this name comes from. Always after the hard climb, there is the fun descent. This Skellig descent is one of my favorites in Ireland, because the road is so straight and there is nothing blocking your view, so it is quite safe. This means you can go up to a really high speed. I did around 80 km per hour, but if you don't apply the brakes continuously, you can hit even more than 90 km per hour. But as you know, I found it very dangerous and my bike started shaking when it was near 80. Safety always comes first. If you crash your bike at this speed during descent, you will surely kill yourself. Continuing down the road, you come across a lovely small town called Portmagee. From here, you can enter the beautiful Valentia Island via bridge, and that's where I'm heading now. I'll be going on the ferry on Valentia Island. This bridge that connects Portmagee and Valentia Island is called the Maurice O'Neill Memorial Bridge. Mr. O'Neill was from Cahersiveen, the town where I'm visiting shortly after, and he fought in the IRA. This is the very handy bridge for cyclists, as well as motorists who want to cross the sea into the island. Valentia Island is a small island along the Wild Atlantic Road in Ring of Kerry. You can go straight to the ferry terminal, which is on the other side of this island. The ferry connects Valentia and Cahersiveen, or if you want to, take a little detour along the coast like what I'm doing now. It's quiet, peaceful road. So this is the ferry service that connects Valentia and Cahersiveen. It's quite expensive for motorists. However, for cyclists, it only costs you €2 one way. They have only one ferry, but the distance between 2 ferry terminals are really close. Thus, there is a ferry service in every 20 to 30 minutes. After you get off at the ferry terminal, when you cycle about 5 kilometers, you come across Cahersiveen. With a population of around 1,000 people, Cahersiveen is one of the biggest towns in Ring of Kerry, and this town has everything that a tourist can ask for. Two years ago, when I visited here, I got a takeaway in the restaurant at the town center, and it was absolutely delicious. Finally, instead of continuing down to the northern coast of Ring of Kerry, I take a shortcut right after Cahersiveen back to my accommodation. As I said in the beginning of this video, I have to save my energy for the big tour which will happen tomorrow. This is a very rural road that directly connects Cahersiveen and Dromid. As you see in the video, I love this road because you can cycle by these amazing wind turbines. A nice way to wrap up your hard day of cycling indeed. So that's it for today, and I'll come back with the main cycle routes of this trip, which will happen tomorrow. It's a 150 kilometer big one of the mountainous part of Ring of Kerry. Thanks for watching. Cheers and goodbye.